Hey guys, it's me again, Orc Slayer. What ifs? Where we last left off, let's see. Checking. Uh, Deku, Ida, and his dad went on the hunt for Stain. His dad got sidetracked by dealing with several Nomu. Deku ran off to go help Ida and was hurt by Stain by a little, but he was able to keep a small margin, able to dodge a lot of his stuff. And his armor helped him not get sliced so easily, as he was able to help put down Stain and hog tie him. After that, Todoroki showed up. He and all of them talk a bit. Deku gets pretty much kidnapped by the Nomu, the flying one. Has another run-in with Shigaraki where he tries to have tries to shoot them, but, you know, Kurogiri and his portals and all. So what Deku does is, run away! And then we get done with that. As we go through with that, Deku is, told by his classmates that he was lucky that Endeavor was there, and Deku was like, yeah. Well, his dad was there to help him out. Well, actually, sorry about that. We could say that they're talking with Deku about how fun it was that he got to fight alongside his dad. And he's like, oh, it was pretty fun. Those Nomu things showed up though. That was a hassle. And the whole Stain ordeal. I gotta give it to him. Even though I had guns, he kinda had me on the back foot for a little bit sometimes. Yeah. Anyways, as they're talking, eventually gets around to that whole, running thing. As Deku's like, oh, I'm no good at parkour. It's like, he's thinking about it. Maybe he's like, nah, I can't. Could I request a grappling? As he's running it through his head, he's like, as he's like, hey, I gotta go grab something. As he's talking with me, hey, I need a grappling hook, just a grappling hook. As they're talking, and they're like, everyone's like, Midoriya's probably gonna fail at this. As when everyone gets ready, they just hear a whoosh, as using his lasso and such. Well, not lasso, but he pretty much got a grappling hook. As he fired it up and it sort of let him go straight up, he's like, alright, this is fun. As he starts running along the thing, he was told that he wasn't allowed to shoot the other children. So what he does is that he's like, oh, just run. As he throws flashbangs every now and then. He's like, flashbang, as everyone's like, cover your eyes. As eventually he is neck and neck with Mina. As she grabbed something to cover her eyes, he's like, wait, what? She's like, you're never gonna catch up with me, Midoriya. As she starts sort of skating off, he's like, no. As he starts running faster, he's like, come on. As he's in a dead sprint. Before he was running, now he's in a full-on sprint. As he's managing to keep up with Ashido, and she can't just go full speed ahead, otherwise she may trip herself. So as Deku's able to keep up with her, it's like, tie. They're like, Deku's like, as Mina's somewhat tired, but then Deku gets there, he's like, as he's like, endurance training helps, but this full-on sprinting bullshit. Okay. As he takes it in alright. Okay, so who got here first? As it's All Might says, you both arrived at the same time. You both win. He's like, screw that. As he's like, Mina, coin toss? She's like, you just have a coin? He's like, I always keep spare change. She's like, heads or tails? Heads? As he flips it and then shoots it out in the midair to make it land on the ground. Make it land the way it's supposed to be. He's like, well, there we go. I win. As she's like, wait, that's cheating. He's like, that's against the rules. It's like, what are rules? I hope some of you know that reference. And I really hope I don't get in trouble for using it. As Deku and them What are rules, anyways? Interesting question, asshole. But anyways, as I was going, what happens now is that, well, they get through that, and eventually Deku still has the whole head bumping incident where it's like Monoma trying to call out Deku, and Deku's like, I hog tie the hero killer, and I could shoot most people here if I had my guns. In fact, as he like pulls over, like open his, like, sort of, he has it like on the inside of his jacket. Well, yeah, in a way, it's like, it's a smaller gun. Like, he can't always have an Old West pistol on him, so he has a smaller gun. That's just like a one shot. As he's like, I always carry one on me. As Mona was like, that's just one bullet. Yes, but I can reload pretty fast. No. In all truth, Deku doesn't have a gun on him. All he's like is just hearing Monoma as he says, you know, as he says that, he gets up. Only an idiot doesn't train. Only an idiot relies on tools. Idiot, a real smart person would be prepared to use his fist. As Monoma was like, so yeah, so what? As Deku's like, who's the class president of your class? As Monoma's, as Kendo says, it's me. As he's like, take this idiot away. Before I hit him so hard, he forgets which year he's in. As Deku goes, sit back down. As he really doesn't think he can say anything like boy or anything like that until he's like older. And a lot of the stuff revolves around that, like the whole boy. As Deku goes like, alright. As then they get the whole thing about the, like before then, like after they got done with the, or before, like in the beginning where they got told about the whole, final exams. There we go. Sorry about that. Pause. They get the whole information from Kendo until eventually they're all still matched up. Deku and Bakugo, I would say, are still matched up because they can tell that Deku doesn't like Bakugo at all. Like, they thought it would be poetic to put a gunslinger against a gunslinger, but Snipes says that, no, let's just keep it how it is. As they're all trying to decide like how to do this. As Snipe is still put up against, I believe it was Octomarms and Invisigirl. I forget her name. And then, like, Deku and Bakugo are still put up against All Might. As Deku talks with Bakugo saying, I don't like you and you don't like me, but we gotta admit one thing. All Might's gonna crush both of us before I even get a single shot out. And you get a single explosion off. So here's the deal. We work together, we take him down, or get the hell out of there. So that way, we both win. Either way, it's a win against All Might. Either way, I'm fine with. As Bakugo says, I'm not trying to tell you to do anything. I'm telling you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot at him. If it doesn't work, I'm gonna run like hell. You're free to join me, as he says. Now, what's all the gear you got? As Bakugo's like, oh. He's like, I got a grenade. I got the gauntlets. As he explains the design, and Deku's like, all right. Well, I got this, and this. As he pulls out like a little arsenal, as flashbang, smokes, specialized bullets, normal bullets, because they permitted me to use that against All Might, as long as I don't hit him in the head. Especially since I don't think bullets actually work on this man. A knife, my lasso, anything else of note? Oh, also, my tiny little repeater. As he sort of locks, actually gets an amp, after he, well, locks and loads. He's like, alright. We go through the buildings, or we can face him, try to fight him first, throw a smoke grenade. If it doesn't work, then run through the building, split up, so that way he doesn't get us. As Baku says, we both better be together, otherwise he's gonna pick us off one by one. Deku's like, oh, fine. Alright. Plan. Alright. Both of us have flashbangs. I have smoke grenades. You got normal grenades. I got bullets. You got bombs. Alright, let's do this. Go team. As he's like, alright, partner. As they're looking down the thing, as they didn't like get ready for All Might to come at them, they immediately started running. Like going, well, through buildings as All Might does the super punch. As Deku and Bakugo at this point were on the other side. Deku's like, alright, looks like he's gonna charge down the main street first. Let's get a move on through the buildings. And remember, be quiet. No yelling. As Bakugo's like, I heard you. As like getting that like hushed yell. I was like, I heard you. As he's like, shh. As they hear like All Might shouting, heroes, where are you? Just gonna let me destroy the city? As he punches a building, like breaking it. Deku's like, let's get out of here real quick. As they start making their way, he's like, quiet, 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 quiet. As they moved around, they're going along the edge as All Might like stands in front of the gate. He's like, that's cheating. As he's like, what? All Might's right there. And All Might actually saw like Deku as he peeked around. He's like, yes I am, Midoriya. As he like, Deku's like, oh crap. As he goes to pull out his, like, he has his 2 guns at the ready as they're locked back. He fires his 2 shock rounds as they hit All Might's hand. As he's like, a light tase. As then he punches through the wall. Deku and Bakugo are like, what do we do now, Deku? He's like, as like, he uses like Izuku or Midoriya, but you know, I'm just saying Deku for you guys. As Deku says, alright, give me a second. As he says, alright, All Might, you got us. Now, how about we do this nice and friendly? We know we can't beat you, but I can do this. As he takes his gun, and he had like 2 shock bullets in to see what they would do. I can do this though. As he fires 2 real bullets as they hit All Might in the other hand. As they go into it, but it's just like they barely go into it. He's like, alright, Bakugo, get out of here. At least one of us is gonna win. As Deku like uses his like flashbangs and smoke flashbangs and smoke grenades. As they blew up, All Might's like, what? As he's like covering his ear. Bakugo's like, what did you say? And Deku just like grabs him and throws him out the window as they roll out. And Deku's just running, signaling for Bakugo to follow him. As he's just throwing up everything. He literally gets his bandolier of grenades, pulls out all the pins, like just pulling them all out, then throws them behind them. And then All Might comes busting out of there. Then it's just like a loud bang. As Deku's like, run. As All Might's just about to grab Deku as Bakugo got in front of him using his explosions. Bakugo says, duck. As he pulls the pin on his grenade thing. It's just a lot of explosions against All Might, where All Might's actually forced back by Bakugo's explosion. As Deku and Bakugo eventually like make it, and it's like, Izuku, Midoriya, and Bakugo Katsuki wins. Deku's like, oh, thank God. Oh, thank my lucky stars. Oh. As All Might says, as he's like covering his ears, he's like, what? As he's like shouting out, as he sees Deku and Bakugo beyond the gate, he's like yelling at them like, Midoriya! I can't really shout, but he's shouting, well done, Midoriya and Bakugo, as... Sorry. He has a really powerful voice, so they can still hear him, as they're like, jeez, he is loud. Anyways, let's get going, as they just start walking away, as All Might gets right behind them, and is shouting the entire time away, as Bakugo's like, what? Like, to Midoriya and all them. Technically, they're all shouting, like, I can't understand you. As it's just a thing, as Recovery Girl's like, you guys should be fine in, like, an hour or so. As Midoriya's like, what? She's like, As she writes down on a piece of paper and shows it to him, he's like, oh, okay. As then she just puts a finger on his lips, just shh, making a signal with her lips. As he's like, oh. As he like just like nods, and then they just walk away. Them winning. All the other things go as they do typically, you know. there's not a lot of big changes. Like Mina and Kirishima, Ida, they all do the same way, you know? Deku and Bakugo still win. Yeah. Anyways, then we skip to the next thing. The pool scene. Deku's invited along by Kirishima and Kaminari. Not Kirishima. Kaminari and, oh, well, shit, Mineta isn't here. So, just Kaminari, I guess. He's invited along by Kaminari, as Kaminari's like, Deku! As he, like, come on, as they, like, go over and, like, you know, the pool day. As Deku's like, he doesn't really do the whole race thing since his really can't do anything. He just like swims normally and floats. He's just like, nothing like a day at the watering hole. Well, as then Aizawa eventually comes out, as you know, all that happens. Then it goes to the whole, you know, mall thing where Deku is caught up by Shigaraki, as Deku has somewhat of a special thing. Well, not a special thing, but he has a knife on him. He like keeps it like inside his coat, since he's not allowed to have a gun yet, or well, until he gets his provisional license, that is. He has this knife just in case of emergencies. Nobody knows he has it. He just keeps it on him. As he's like sitting down in the thing, eventually Shigaraki comes and does the whole, why does everyone like Stain? As Deku's like, I don't know. He's like, what? He's like, he let me live because I beat him technically, as Deku says that, but otherwise I don't even care about his ideology. I was just thinking more or less, what the hell is wrong with this crazy son of a bitch, I'll tell you honestly. Alongside with you, you are crazy too. That Kurogiri guy though, seems polite, but you know, villain. As Deku says that, sorry I couldn't help you, but you know. About that, as Deku like sort of has like in this time like goes to scratch his chest, so he's able to grab his knife. He's like, so as he like puts a hand over his arm over Shigaraki's back of his neck, he's like, so tell me, did you disintegrate my neck before I plunge this into your throat? It seems we are at an old standoff, my friend. As Deku flashes a smile at him, Shigaraki's like, getting a smile too. So annoying. As he like goes to scratch his neck again, he's like, you know, doing that's gonna keep on, you know, tearing up your throat, right? And he's like, what does it matter to you? He's like, to be fair, it sounds like your throats are very dry. As then with that being finished off, he's like, so we gonna do this here, or can we do this later? Handyman. He's like, so as Shigaraki lets go, he's like, it's always a pleasure, Midoriya. He's like, likewise. As he puts the knife away, I know I can't take you here. I know you'd probably be able to kill me, and I probably could kill you, but you could still make it if that Kurogiri fella's still around here. See you around, partner. As Deku has a hat, as he like tips it to Shigaraki, it isn't a full-blown cowboy hat, it's just like a normal ball cap. We're gonna see each other again real soon. So he walks away, as Shigaraki does the whole walking away thing too. As Deku does report it to the police, there was like no need for Uraraka to intervene this time. And Deku is still an inspiration to some of the class for his like bravery and such, as they saw him fighting like side by side with Aizawa and such when it came to, you know, the USJ, how he does and how he won against All Might. He's not like a brawn, he's brains over brawn in this case. Well, yeah, technically, as he has to use a lot of skills to like boost him up, since he doesn't have explosions like Bakugo. All he has are guns. and other tools he can use and add to his arsenal. As then eventually the whole, going to the camp comes around. As Deku and them are on the bus, Deku's sitting there just listening some music. No, it's not country. As it's other songs too. He isn't just listening to country. It's some rock and roll, some metal, a bit of old yes, a bit of country music. I'll take that back. That's the genres he listens to. He doesn't the techno and such. Sort of music and all. Ain't his style. As eventually they arrive at the camp with Deku wonder how everything is gonna be. As they're all swept away, they all fall down the hill. Deku's he's shit. As he gets back up, he's hey! As he shouts up, as the Mandalay and Pixie Ball will say, he's what am I supposed to do? He's what do you mean? He's I need my guns. As Aizawa's oh, yeah. As he walks over, opens the back thing, which is where, Deku kept his guns and such. Well, Deku wasn't expecting to need his, whole... Well, it's a training camp, so he does, have his own guns. But Aizawa brought him something special. See, they wanted to see if he could use automatic weapons, not just, normal, revolver, 6-shooters, lever actions, all that. They wanted to see him use other weapons. So he walks over and, sort of drops down the case. As when he opens it, what he has available to him is what he's given is what I believe is an M19, 1919 Browning machine gun. Oh, if you don't know, that's a gun from Call of Duty World at War. If you've played the game. So that's the gun he's given. Now it's heavier. Really, quite a bit heavy. He's why did you give me a Browning machine LMG? He's Nezu wanted to see if he could use other guns. He's where's my ammo? It's here you go. As he drops down another big crate, he's this is ridiculous. He's it's a belt-fed machine gun. You know how to use those? He's what kind of person would I be if I didn't? He's I don't talk about guns much, but come on. It's my entire shtick with my quirk. It's alright, good. Have fun. As Deku's oh, help me, son of a... As he as they're wait, Midori, you know how to use one of those? He's my dad owned a lot of guns. As he cocks it, it's alright, come on. As they all start marching into the woods, they quickly encounter the monsters. As he starts firing, he's holy crap, this is specialized ammo. As he starts letting loose, as soon as they walk into the forest, they immediately hear Midoriya enemies on the left. As it's just as he starts letting it, letting the bullets fly. He's move forward. As he's shouting out commands. Bakugo on your right. Toroki to your left. We got bogeys inbound. As he's letting fire. As then Wild Pussycat's man, that kid is really good with guns. As when he's firing into the air, the monsters start flying away. The bullets then start turning all the way around and starting heading for the monsters. Deku's I'm the ultimate anti-air machine. As he starts firing. Till eventually when Deku gets to the end of the forest, he's out of ammo. His gun is beaten all to crap as he had to bash a few monsters. He's hey. And he falls over. He's it's Midoriya, you seem tired. As Aizawa bends down, he's I ran out of ammo halfway through. For the rest of the time I was beating monsters to death with this. As he throws it and the thing's just wrecked. It's pieces. Aizawa's they are not gonna be happy about this. But it was just made from models, so anyways, Hope you all have enjoyed your thing, and the training begins tomorrow, as Aizawa flashes an evil smile. Deku meets Koto, as he typically would. And that's where I'm going to be ending this one off at. I hope you all have enjoyed this. Hope you all continue to enjoy this, and I hope you all have a nice day, nice night, nice life.